Night School, Episode 5, Redo. Since we had technical difficulties last night, we are now rescheduled and actually going live today. And that was a ordeal. Glad to be up and running now. Like I said, Pyware Night School Episode 5, we're going to be covering creating custom images in Photoshop, creating a uniform, some prop images, for showing how to do floor covers and surfaces and applying those. We're also going to touch on the new custom prop function in version 10. So, hope everyone's having a wonderful night tonight. We're going to kick it off tonight with uniforms. So, I've got the template open here. Let me go ahead and show you where that's located. Close this out temporarily. Alright, in our Documents folder, we have a Pyware 3D folder. This is where everything that user accessible files are stored. So our uniforms are listed in the Fabric folder, and I've got several fabrics that I've created here before. There's a templates file. Alright, and I'm going to load up our uniform template here. We have a Photoshop file. If you don't have Photoshop, you can use GIMP. It's a free software for image manipulation. It operates fairly similar to Photoshop. If we have enough interest, I'll do another video on using GIMP as well. So, just a real quick overview of what you have in the template itself. We've provided a layer for each thing here. We've got a layer for section labels and a layer for the part outline here. So basically what you see here is the way the fabric is cut out and applied to the performer itself. These outlines give you a nice layout for understanding how it applies to the body. So you've got your right arm. The outside of the arm is going to be right here in the center. This seam is seaming underneath the arm. You've got your front around the chest collar. Think of it as a tank top, if you would. This comes down, cuts right back underneath the arms as well. And then you have your neck collar here. Your back torso, it's going to be almost like a racer back tank top. Your left arm, got your center. Your right and your left leg, this is going to be the outside of your leg. The center is the outside of the leg. The seam is also going to be on the inside. We've provided other layers here to work with. We've provided different types of faces. We have male and female, Caucasian, African, Asian, and Hispanic for the options that we have done preset. If there's any other needs that we'd like to be added, we can also add those to this. This is just something that is added in for you to work with. And you can just toggle off on and off those layers to see which way you want to go. Alright. So I'm going to start out just by default. Alright, we have a folder here that's going to be your section for inserting the colors. Alright, so I'm going to start out. I've got my gray background here just so I can easily see. I'm going to create a new layer by pressing my new layer button here. Put it in my cloth texture folder. Alright, so now I have a blank layer to start adding my fabric to. As you can see here, we have the cloth texture is what gives you the folds and simulation of the wrinkles in the fabric itself. Alright, so here's my layer. Let's say Pyware Night School. Alright. So what I'm going to do, so I don't have to freehand everything, we have preset several paths. So there is a tab here called Paths. If it is not shown, it is listed under your window option. There's a Paths option here. It's going to be basically line outlines of the different segments so we can actually utilize those to isolate different sections. So let's say I'm just going to start out and I have black shoes. I'm going to select a color here. Let's see, grab my color picker. And black shoes, make sure I have black selected. And we have different options down here at the bottom to do with this path. This option here will fill the entire path. This option will stroke the path, and this option will select the path. So for what I'm wanting to do right now, I'm going to just fill that layer. I have my color layer selected here, so any changes that I'm going to be making are going to affect only this particular layer. Alright, so I'm going to select my feet layer. I'm going to choose to fill. So now my shoes are now black. Let's say I have white gloves, so I'm going to select a white color and I'm going to fill my gloves. Okay, I'm going to fill the gloves. And I'm going to actually disable the bare hands so I can see just my gloves. Since the layer for the hands is at a higher level than my texture layer, my uniform texture, it's going to take precedence over it if I have it enabled. That's why I'm hiding it. Alright, so let's just go for a fairly simple uniform. We're going to, let's say we have, select our legs here, we have black pants. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my black pants. And let's see here. Let's say we have a half and half shirt where one arm is red, one arm is black. What I'm going to do is select the button for creating a selection out of this pathway. So now as you can see, I have a selection line around each of the two paths that I have selected. What I'm going to do here is I am going to select my fill option. Let's say my right arm is black. I'm going to select my red. I'm only going to want the left arm, so I'm going to use my paint brush. I'm just going to make this a little bit larger to make it a little quicker here. Alright, so I'm going to paint over my left arm here, and that's going to make it red. Okay, so let's work through here. I want to make the front side of my uniform also red. So I'm going to deselect my selection. I'm going to fill my torso front with red. I'm going to select my torso back, which is also going to select the back of the collar, as you can see here. And I'm going to fill that with black. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do is turn off my section labels. Okay, let's take a look. Looks like everything is covered here. So once we're done with this, we're going to disable any layers that we do not need. I've disabled my background, disabled my overlay, which are our path outlines, and I've also disabled my section labels. And what we're going to do, we need to save this out as a PNG file. So I'm going to choose Save As, PNG. I'm going to go ahead and just put it in my fabric folder here. Let's call this Pyware Night School. Alright. Okay, so now I have my custom uniform created. So I'm going to jump over here inside of my application. I'm going to put someone, just move them dead center here. I'm going to go to my File menu, choose Document Options, select my Real View Perspective. You'll see that the marcher that I'm using in the drill is the male marcher 1. I'm going to choose to edit this fabric. Okay, and I'm going to go to my fabrics folder. I'm going to find my Pyware Night School uniform. Where are we at? And I save it in a, let's take a look here. Fabric. Let's see. Try this one more time. Oh. There we go. I missed a option. When saving out as a PNG, you're going to be prompted here with compression options. I just select the default. Alright, so that's going to be saved out. Let's jump back into the software. Our Pyware Night School, you'll have a sample image of your uniform. And choose that. Say OK. And it's now going to be imported into the software, and it's going to show on your uniform, on your performers that you have selected for male marcher 1. As you can see here, I have my uniform with my black back, my red front, and my black and red sleeves. Alright, and let's do a real quick shako so we have a full uniform here. So I'm going to come to my fabrics folder, go to templates. I'm going to find my shako template. All of the different uniform pieces do have their own templates, and they all have the same layers that define everything. Alright, I'm going to work with a color overlay here. Alright, this one's slightly different. You can simply just edit the color. So I'm going to choose the